Amazon showed off its newest location of its cashierless Amazon Go concept for the first time recently, but this store is a little bit different from the others, located in the 6th floor of the Macy's building in downtown Seattle, where Amazon recently opened a huge office. The store is tiny at only 450 square feet. That's roughly the size of a studio apartment, and much smaller than the Amazon Go stores, which range between 1,200 and 2,300 square feet. In an interview with Reuters, Amazon officials said the small format could work in open areas like office lobbies, hospitals, and communal rooms and skyscrapers, where stores could be brought in pieces and assembled on site. Right now, the store is only open to Amazon employees and guests, similar to how the company introduced the first Amazon Go store at the base of its Day One tower in Seattle. The tiny store concept shows that Amazon has ambitions for the technology beyond the formats that we've seen so far. Amazon has also reportedly been testing the technology in larger store formats and talked about bringing the concept to airports too. After spending years developing the technology behind the store and another year testing it with Amazon employees, the tech giant is speeding up the pace of Amazon Go expansion. The company has now opened and announced a total of 10 stores in Seattle, Chicago, and San Francisco. And they've confirmed that a new New York location is on the way as well. Amazon Go relies heavily on a smartphone app. Consumers scan a unique QR code within the app before passing through a set of glass doors, similar to the gates Amazon employees go through when entering their office buildings every single morning. A vast array of overhead cameras and weight sensors in the shelves automatically track what people pick up and take from the store. When consumers leave, you simply walk out. Amazon Go's systems automatically debit your accounts for the items that you take, sending the receipt straight to the app or to your email. By logging shoppers in at the entrance, then tracking their actions in the store, the system eliminates the need for traditional checkout registers and checkout workers along with them. Tons of comic books have already come to life as movies, but researchers at the Warsaw University of Technology have now developed a system for turning live-action video into a comic. Comixify picks out the best frames from any video you feed it and turns it into something that looks like it belongs in the pages of a comic. According to the researchers, the project uses a neural-style algorithm based on generative adversarial networks, a phrase that took me probably 10 times of saying it to get right. They're calling it GANs. The machine learning technique uses two different networks, a generator and a discriminator. The algorithm is fed tons of information which the generator uses to create new data instances. The discriminator is then tasked with determining if the instance is from the dataset it was trained on or generated by the other network. The process continues until the generator is producing work so similar to the training set that the discriminator can no longer tell the difference. Because comics only have so many frames, the system has to determine the best, most representative moments from a video to create the comic. Once the algorithm has picked its frames, it then applies the comic style to them. The end result is a pretty reliable, solid reimagining of any given video as a page from a comic book. A full paper detailing how Comixify works has been published online. As promised, Red Dead Redemption Online Beta is now available to everyone, and it's now clear just what you'll encounter if you join. Rockstar has posted details of what the beta entails, and it's clear that it will be an evolving experience. Out of the gate, you'll have access to free roam missions, varying based on your reputation, as well as series of cooperative stories, a land of opportunities if you're interested in fending off AI gunslingers. If you'd rather take down human cowpokes, there are competitive competitive modes including straightforward shootouts, battle royale, bounty-based fights, area control, and creative skills. Certain things aren't available. You can't make in-game purchases to customize your gear or camp as of yet. Users also note that you can't play card games, so you'll want to forget about cleaning up in a round of poker. Also, don't be surprised if things change substantially during the beta phase. Rockstar noted that there will be additions and updates during the test, and warned that there could be rank and stat resets if there are problems. As to what it's like to play, to some extent, it'll feel familiar if you've ever tried GTA Online, and not always in a good way. Early players have observed a lot of aggression, and it's to the point where you can generally assume that people outside of your posse are trying to kill you. This isn't the large-scale multiplayer Western game of your dreams, at least not yet. With that in mind, though, Rockstar is asking for feedback. The experience could change as the developer figures out what works and what doesn't. Superconductors are breaking into the energy industry for the first time after a conventional working wind turbine had its permanent magnets replaced by superconducting tape. The switch means that it's possible to build lighter, smaller wind turbines that are less dependent on expensive rare earth elements. This means that the price tag of turbines could fall dramatically and, in turn, cut energy costs. Wind turbine generators today use permanent magnets, which make them quite heavy. These magnets turn inside coils that transform magnetic power into electricity. They require substantial quantities of rare earth metals, however, which are expensive and mostly mined in just one country, China, which has led to worries over security and supply. Generators could be made from superconducting magnets, however, offering significant savings in size and weight. We can make a machine that will deliver the same amount of power for roughly half the weight and half the volume of the regular wind turbine, says Mark Dahl, material scientist at the University of Twente in the Netherlands. The EU-funded project, EcoSwing, was coordinated by Danish turbine company Envision. The new generator is 4 meters in diameter, 1.5 meters smaller than a conventional one. It sits inside an 88-meter high, 3.6 milliwatt turbine in Denmark. What's new is the use of magnets made from a composite tape with a ceramic superconducting layer. The superconducting tape is also protected from metal poisoning by layers of magnesium oxide and silver. The new turbine was designed conservatively, whereas the next version will be a leaner prototype. Superconducting is coming out of its ivory tower, where we had worked on big scientific projects like the particle accelerator at CERN and large magnets. They are now in a place where the materials can start competing with existing technologies and bring down the cost and ramp up the electricity generated from, say, wind turbines.